Alright, and off we go! Alright, and it looks like Angelica's gonna be the first to find the shop with a Ring of Peace. That's a pretty strong start for Coda. Coda, if I'm not mistaken, gets reduced enemy spawns to begin with. And on top of that, with Ring of Peace on top of that, that's gonna be a huge boon. Really bad green slime placement though, and Angelica, interestingly enough, deciding to reset, maybe forgetting what exactly he did to cause that gold wall. Because that was absolutely nothing. There was absolutely nothing he could have done to avoid that. At that point, just needed to go around. And yeah, I think he just forgot what caused that gold wall because, or no, very smart, getting the Minotaur to dig out. I didn't even consider that. That's extremely smart play on Angelica's part. So yeah, going to take a neat little shortcut into his 1-2 and taking an early lead here. Shrine of Darkness, generally not super great on Coda. It's a pretty risky play to go for it, and with that Ring of Peace they're currently holding, probably doesn't want to go for it. Yeah, just gotta bomb it, get that Infernal Torch for a little bit of a bit of a safety net, for a little bit of lighting, and you know that that Infernal Torch has a little bit of utility too. You can use it to blast out pesky dire bats and such. It's really handy with that. And right behind, Ink Nun getting onto 1-2 as well. Can we check in this shop? Getting the Blast Helm. So yeah, and oh, there we go. Blue Blimp also onto 1-2. But meanwhile, Angelica plowing ahead onto 1-3. Has a full 4 lead. Ink Nun going back, bombing the Shrine of Darkness with that Infernal Torch, wanting that little bit of lighting. Oh, and wow! Oh, it's Death Metal. Could intentionally pop the Frost Charm for an easy quick kill, but no. Oh, and I think Angelica just being a little bit spooked by the Blast Helm. The Blast Helm is not a normal part of that quick kill strat, and I think it just tripped him up a little bit there. But planting a pretty solid flag with a Death Metal 1. And we'll see if one of his opponents can scramble up and take it from him. Ink Nun onto 1-3. So having a pretty solid run here. Using the Infernal Torch pretty wisely to break open that barrel. Not really finding anything handy though. Contemplating switching to the Bright Torch. Decides to stick with Infernal. You know, wanting that extra little bit of utility, which I can respect, although I personally prefer the extra visibility on Coda. But the Infernal Torch can have its uses, especially with that pickaxe, allowing for multiple digs against high-level torch, the torches on high-level walls. Oh, losing that Frost Charm to that surprise Minotaur. So not going to have the option of burning the Frost Charm on Death Metal here, but if he can secure the win against Death Metal here, he will take the lead. Nice Ghost Wrangling, here we go. Okay, going for the Holy Water. And just going for a bomb to finish him off. Checking black for more damage. And, oh! Just ahead of Angelica. Getting down to zone 2. Angelica going for purple. Finding a not very helpful Ring of Shielding. And neck and neck. 2 racers on 2-1. Pretty much at the same time. Ink Nun currently has the lead. By virtue of getting there first. But it looks like Angelica is making a more aggressive push for the exit. Very likely we'll be able to clear this before Ink Nun, but Ink Nun, as I say that, finding his way in. Oh my god! Ink Nun, less than half a second ahead of Angelica into 2-2. But Ink Nun electing to do more shopping here, whereas Angelica's looking like he just wants to push. And yeah, it's paid off for Inknun so far with that Gi. That Gi is really going to help him. Not really paying off much here, not finding anything helpful this shot, but it's definitely well set up for in the future. Getting that Lucky Charm, gonna give him an easier time against bats. But meanwhile, Angelica taking off, getting all the way up to Deep Blues 2. Oh, but getting the 1 in 8 teleport on Deep Blues and dying to a missed beat. This opens the door for Inknun to take the lead right back. And Inknun onto his Deep Blues. If he clears this, he takes the lead for this round. Oh no! It's going completely off the rails! Oh my god! And he somehow scrapes it together with his last bomb and makes it through onto Zone 3! I can't believe that! That was the most insane scramble I've ever seen on a Deep Blues. Oh my goodness. And with that, Inknun's going to take the lead this round, getting all the way to Zone 3. And Angelica might be a little hard-pressed to make up the difference here. We're at 3.5 minutes remaining this round. And Inknun's just really... Oh, Inknun is considering that Shrine of Phasing. That's why he skipped out, why he didn't take that that Strength Charm. He's considering taking the Shrine of Phasing and then picking up the Strength Charm afterwards. Deciding not to, I think that's for the best. A Ring of Peace build is extremely viable for a finish, and you'd be giving up so much to be taking Phasing there. And there's no Torch Veil or anything. I think this is the right call. Once you're at this point, you just need to stick with that Peace build. Ring of Mana there could swap off to Mana Fireball, but I think Peace is going to be the better call. Peace is extremely strong on Coda, as I've already said before. Killing off that Green Dragon, gonna be going on to his 3-3 if he can get past this Slime. And on to 3-3 is Inknun. Exits right there, could do this, could make it onto his Zone 3 ball. Oh! And he gets dunked by a Black Skeleton Rider just popping up out of nowhere! Just steps barely missing that exit. But it looks like there was gold in that wall that he almost stepped in. He was able to scramble back just at the last second, but his panic led him right into that Skeleton Knight. That's very unfortunate, and that again opens the door for Angelica, who is back on Deep Blues. This time, handles the bad teleport, and is going to be onto his Zone 3. And if he can reach his Zone 3 boss in 1.5 minutes, he's going to take the lead here. Angelica, I think, considering the same thing Inknun. Oh, he's gonna go for it! Angelica taking the Shrine of Phasing, giving up all of that massive build. Going for a 2 damage Torchless Phasing Fireball build. I don't know that that was the right call. At this point, he just needs to make it to 3-4, and it's gonna be hard to push it in the rest of Zone 3 in less than a minute without a torch for that phasing. He needs to find his shop fast and hope that there's some sort of mapping or a torch in there. Okay, just scouting out for a safe entry point into this room. It's really hard to tell with Zone 3 though because of those Hellhounds. You can never be sure that there's not a Hellhound nearby you. Oh, and goes for a risky jump in and gets stomped by a blue dragon. So that's gonna be it. We're down to 15 seconds left. Inknun taking this round. 2 points to him with a 3-3 death. Angelica just behind him with a 3-2 death. And Blimp looks like he's gonna finish off his death medal. and get to Zone 2 just as the buzzer rings. I'll give him the 2-1. That was crazy. I can't... That Blast Helm scramble on Ninknun